Hello, and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. Today on this outpost, using the really cool new terrain sets from Games Workshop, Archon Skari has finally put together a full real space raid and is ready to let it burn. That's right. Let's dive into this battle report.
The Dark Kid.
Hello everyone and welcome to another game. I'm very excited to have everybody back again. I'm showing off some really cool new terrain. Thank you to Games Workshop for sending me a couple of these sets. I was able to paint them up and ready to show off. They look really, really cool. I also finished this really neat sort of like fuel depot if you followed it on the Instagram. But we are playing another game today where the Tau will be facing the Drukhari. It is a strike force mission. We are playing 65 power level. I know, power level. Be scared. Be very afraid. But other than that, let's see what Archon Skari has put together as a new ally enters the stage as we dive into the real space raid. And the Tau, with their balance slate update, will they have been, toned down a little bit? Let's see. Let's take a look at the armies and dive right in. And here we have the real space raid that Archon Skari has finally put together after many a battle. The proprietor of all the funds of the initial exploits. This is Traxxas, the homunculus, with his 10 racks from the flensing blade. They are from the prophets of the flesh. And they have now made it into the real space raid to make it a true real space raid. Of course, Archon Skari, the court with bite, slither, stab, stare, and 3 other slithers and another bite. And Rezalia with the witches, and even the soaring disdain Helions have made it into this massive undertaking of full-blown real space raid into the, of course, real space. Then we have the 2 raiders. Then we have Slick, Venom, and Dark Sun, the 2 units of Kabalite warriors that have been reinstated into the Cabal. Finally, after so long, they have gained the favor of Archon Skari once again. There you have it, folks. Let's dive in, see what the Tau have brought to face the real space raid. Once again, the Tau make it to real space. And what have you brought? How has your crusade grown since last time? Also, of course, new balance data slate Tau. Just so everybody's aware that we're playing this after the balance slate update, the recent one.
So, Commander Bladestorm will be leading the cadre today. Commander Hawkeye staying home. With him is coming the Shepherd, the Ethereal, and Fireblade Vigilance. He leveled up and earned a name. We've got Strike Team Longshot and Strike Team Steadfast. The Devilfish is still damaged and has not earned a name yet. We have the Stealth Team, this Dark Song. The Breacher Team has not leveled up. Pathfinders are Death Stare. We've got some fresh blood today in the Crisis Team. They are carrying a prototype DX2 burst cannon. Bladestorm is bringing a couple of bodyguards today. And of course, the MVP of many of my games so far, Broadside Stoneballs.
I love it. Stone balls! So let's dive in as we let it all burn. Perfect. So today we are going to be playing Let It Burn. That's the deployment style. This is from the Plague Purge mission pack. We get some extra stratagems to use, but there are 6 objectives on here. We've got that little hatch, which we have to try and take. We've got that little vent down here. That's one of the objectives. We have that little hatch there that goes down, of course, to some sort of underground bunker. We have this hatch as well. Then we have the other hatch next to the fuel, depot or whatnot. And last but not least, this little plasma container in the crashed Aquila is the 6th objective. So we're going to roll off attacker and defender. You get points by holding the objectives, of course, but the attacker can burn them down for extra points. And whoever wins at the end of the game will be getting 2 requisition points instead of just the 1. We have selected our agendas before we get started. So I have selected Reaper. So the unit that kills the most, I'm going to be keeping a tally, will gain experience points. I also selected one from the book called Calculated Eradication. So I get extra points experience for killing units that are on objectives as well, which is going to be because there's objectives. I'm picking that one. And I'm picking a Dark Eldar one, a new one this time, not taking credit, but demonstrating superiority, which means throughout the course of the game, the Witch Cult, the Cabal, and the Coven will all be competing. And the side with the most kills, essentially, by the end of the game, the HQ will get 3 experience, and one of the units will get 3 experience as well from the one that wins the competition. This is going to be absolutely fun for me, and I'm really excited. Tyler, what have you decided to take?
I am also going with Reaper.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go for priority target.
Okay.
Go after your vehicles.
Yep.
And I am going to take one of the Tau agendas to protect the leadership.
Awesome.
There are some wayward Imperial officers that wish to defect, and I have to keep them alive.
There you go. So we've got an officer and the old Battle for McCraig pilot from the crashed Aquila that have decided to defect to the Tau side. They have vital information, and the Tau are trying to keep them alive. Exactly, that one. Oh, that was from that same set. Yeah. So there you have it, folks. The stage is set. We're going to roll, and the winner has to be the attacker. The only difference in the attacker is the attacker can burn the objectives. And that's pretty much it for some additional points. Ooh, that is a draw. Ooh, there you go. So the Tau have to attack, and the Drukhari not have to burn objectives. Excellent. We have returned after deployment. Now, this is a big piece of dense terrain, so both the Raiders and the core of the Archon have decided to stick their nose in there and approach across the barrels to make it hard for the Tau targeting systems, because they don't just want to blow everything up. Archon Skari's in here with the unit of Kabalites that cannot hold objectives, and Rosalia's in this Raider over here with the now back to full standing Kabalite Warrior Squad. So that's really cool. I have put my 5 Hellions into Deep Strike Reserve in the Webway with one of my command points. The brand new racks, the Flensing Blade, and the Homunculus Traxxas are here near this objective, holding off the flank, and of course, not want to be outdone the witches inside of the Venom, because there is a competition afoot, which means they're all going to try and outdo each other this game. We have stealth suits that are moving up the middle near this objective over here. We've got the Crisis Bodyguard with the Crisis Commander, the Fire Warriors, and of course the brand new Crisis Suit team. More Fire Warriors over there. Stone Balls, the Broadside, the Devilfish, and the Pathfinders back here. In the Devilfish, the Breachers, the Ethereal, and the Fireblade hold true. So with that, it seems like we are staged for our game. Well, the way that we score points, we get 5 points per objective we control at the start of our command phase. The attacker gets 5 additional points if they burn the objective, and then an additional 5 points if they burn at least 2 or 3 objectives, and 10 if they burn, I think, 2 at least, and then if you burn at least 3 or more, then you get 10 additional points at the end of the game for trying to just purge this place. You want to take your little envoys back and burn this whole place to the ground. I'm just having a fun time. It's real space. So we're just having a party. We just come around and you're like, you know what? Archon Skari, he had fun last time. He had to fight the Tau, and he's back for more. So with that, we're going to roll, and the winner has to go first. That's how we roll around here. Oh yeah, I rolled a 2. Okay, the Tau have to go first. And with that, Archon Skari will use his 2 command points to redeploy. So I just used my the venom. I grabbed it from all the way over there, redeployed the poison tongue, and then of course both raiders moved from here because the crisis suit team with plasma guns and stuff is there, and I just redeployed them this way. Still in the dense terrain, but I'm essentially going to be pushing up hard into this area of the table. But that does bring me down to 8 command points as we move into the first battle round, Tau turn number 1. So start of the game and first turn. Did you Kauyon or did you Montka?
I am Kauyonning today.
Very cool. Hence, the Devilfish, after the moon phase, has gone into strategic reserve, which is really, really cool.
The Ethereal got out first.
He did.
And the Pathfinders did their pregame move.
The Pathfinders move up to take a look at the approaching and noticing the raiders screaming in at full speed, relaying the information to the suits who have aggressively moved forward. Now, these, of course, are obscuring. They're 3 big obscuring pieces of terrain, so they do block line of sight. And the stealth team, however, has moved up to secure the hatch and potentially start putting some explosives down there if they want. If not, then they don't have to. But other than that, we've got the 2 fire warrior teams sitting in the back so far as we move into the shooting phase of the first turn. Well, as you can see, I still have stuff standing. This Venom got incredibly lucky, making 5 up invulnerable saves against railguns and rail rifles, only taking mortal wounds. So he has 4 wounds remaining, but lightning fast reaction to the dense and the Venom -1 really kept it alive, which was great. And last but not least, this one guy could see past here, shot into them with a plasma gun and didn't hit. But with that, it seems like you do have an action happening, so you might get some extra points there for blowing that up. You don't hold him, and you don't hold him.
No.
Does that mean they both go down?
I think they automatically both go up to 2.
Okay.
It starts immediately.
Actually, that happens at the end of the battle round. But if he doesn't hold them, they lose a point of health. And they will die if they go down to 0. So he has to hold them for at least 3 out of the 5 battle rounds in order for them not to die. So that's going to be interesting because I get to go second, which is really fun.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have OBSEC on this objective, but he is doing the action, which means in order for me to stop them, I have to kill them. I don't know if these racks can make it. A 7-inch plus a charge through difficult ground, maybe an additional -2. Oh no, because it doesn't stack, does it? Okay, so we'll check that. I have to see if it stacks or not. Okay, other than that, spicy. Archon Skari says forward, competition is on. So Rosalia and the Kabalites in here, Archon Skari and the Kabalites in here, and the witches in that Venom just boosting up 16 inches straight forward, getting the grenade and some of the pistols in range. They can all see the stone balls. However, he is in that dense terrain, so I've got quite a few weapons to try and take him down, and potentially the Pathfinders. That's my goal right now. The court did shuffle to hold this objective over here. The homunculus has decided to be sneaky and just stay within 3 inches here, but he's sending his racks forward with their guns ossifactors to charge in. With the balance slate update, the -2 to charge from the suits where they have their strat, and the one from the Crisis, the Fire Warriors with their photon grenades, does not stack with any other negative modifiers. So it will not stack with the -2 from the defense line. It just means I'll be -2 to charge. So there's no like stacking it and getting like -6 or something silly that you could get sometimes, which is, in my opinion, I think that's a good thing. Okay, also Bodyguard is different, and it no longer prevents sniper rifles from shooting, which means I do have a hex rifle here. So I might shoot him, I don't know, maybe just to prove a point.
Try.
Just to prove a point that I can. That's the only reason I would do it, because I am able to. But with that, let's dive into the shooting phase. Okay, so the Drukhari first turn was quick and swift as Archon Skari spearheads the attack and moves into the middle objective over here. Rosalia following suit with the Raider in pursuit. The Venom full of witches fire and faded over to get the blast pistols. Shot everything into both the broadside and the Pathfinders. Killed them all with all the poison shots and whatnot, except for the 2 Dark Lances from the Raiders. Could only see the Ethereal, and they both missed. So that was it for them. The repair systems on the Venom did give me an additional wound back as well. What a great first turn for the Drukhari. And the tally, as if we're keeping track, is the Kabalite squads have killed 2 things. The Witches have killed nothing, and the Coven have killed nothing, which does mean that the Racks over here are going to try and do this charge to get into these stealth suits. However, they are cool-headed and get to fire with
5-up Overwatch.
Very, very cool. Look at that. Good job. And they need a 6 -2 for the difficult ground. They need an 8-inch charge. They did fail it even after I spent a command point for a reroll, which does mean that the Tau will successfully burn this objective and get an additional score there as we move into turn number 2. But both of these envoys each lose a wound as well as we move in. And the Ethereal is almost hung out to dry over there. So he's going to try and retreat and go towards the Fire Warriors that are just behind this building over here, trying to keep them alive. But with that, let's dive in to turn number 2 for the Tau. The Tau movement phase. Well, the Coven have decided to be very exposed here to the Crisis Suit Command and Commander, while the stealth suits have moved up to secure the person of interest by the command relay. The Crisis suits have decided to try and crack open the Drukhari transports to put them on foot, while the Ethereal has run away and he's hiding with his Fire Warriors, who decided to stay back to force me to try and come around to deal with them. So there's a lot of pressure on those Crisis suits right now.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. And of course, those Fire Warriors have stayed on that objective because they are getting a lot of points for that as well. Okay. Well, let's dive in to the shooting phase. In the shooting phase, the Crisis suits tried to take down the Venom and the Raider. Didn't do either. They split their fire and put 2 wounds on that Raider. This other shooting saw the stealth team and the full squad of Crisis shoot at the Rex and kill 5 of them. 1 is still left alive, with the Sergeant is with his electrocorrosive whip. And the Super Commander of Death put 5 damage on the new homunculus, who lived with 1 wound remaining. Amazing.
Okay, right, yes.
And then they charged in, and of course, the commander failed that charge. He just wanted to get into the homunculus. Even with a reroll, he needed to roll 7, roll snake eyes, and then a 3 or a 4. Ooh, he failed. But the Crisis suits bodyguards have made it in, and the homunculus, with his Vexator mask, makes them fight last. It is time for battle.
But they hit on 5s.
The homunculus went and used Torturer's Craft and was able to get 2 wounds with his Ichor Injector included on one of the suits, because Tyler made some good invulnerable saves. He has 7 attacks coming back, hitting on 5s. Okay. 3 hits. That's good. I am Prophets of the Flesh, so even though they're strength 5, they still only need 4s to wound me because I am sort of like mini transhuman physiology.
Well,
That's 2 of them. Okay, so I have a 6 up. Oh, okay, and I have a 5 up, feel no pain. It's a single dice, Tyler. Single dice, come on. You're brand new.
30% chance.
Come on, Traxxas. Yes! Traxxas, he survives. Amazing. What a boss. Good job, Traxxas. Good job.
They're just like silly moments.
The silly moments like that. This is what Crusade is all about. I spent 2 command points to keep the the rack in action. He has an electrocorrosive whip, so I'm essentially going to be bringing him around to help over here. And because I'm Prophets of the Flesh, Traxxas heals a wound and goes up to 2 at the start of the turn.
I'm in trouble.
I'm in danger. Okay, so end of the movement phase. This raider has been able to just move up after dislodging Archon Skari, wants to go murder some crisis suits. And Rosalia, they're having a little competition to see who can kill more things. But to get the guns in range of the now exposed commander, because his bodyguard have left a big gap of where he should be protected. Mm-hmm. He goaded him. He was like, come on, come on, come on. It's a cruel ploy that the Drukhari have cooked up. Of course, the Hellions can't not, try. Even though it's going to be, -2, it's going to be an 11-inch charge if he survives the shooting. Mm-hmm. They have to try. It'd be so cool if they take the glory of taking down your commander. Everybody in the Dark City would never live that up. It would be great. And then last but not least, on this side of the table, we have the witches have disembarked from the Venom, who's now healed back up to full. And I'm essentially going to be charging in and doing some damage over here. So the Drukhari have decided to continue to press the attack. End of the shooting phase. The Cavalite Warrior Squad inside of that Raider just absolutely nuked the stealth squad with 2 blasts of the Dark Laws. They just can't miss today. The rest of the shooting killed 2 of the crisis suits, and I put 1 wound on the Iridium armor commander with everything over here. Rerolled a save to save against the blaster. Has only taken 1 wound from shooting, so very, very lucky over here. And of course, we have the Hellions and everything else that could shot into this Fire Warrior squad has killed 4 out of the 10. There are only 6 remaining in that unit. And I did kill 2 from that squad back there with the witches. So, with that, we're going to dive into the charge phase.
Yeah.
He's made my Hellions -2 to charge. I need an 11. I'm going to do it on camera just for everybody to see, because if this happens, it'll be epic. And Tyler does not want this to happen.
I don't want this to happen.
He does not want this to happen. Okay, come on, Hellions. I rarely use you. No, I will spend a CP to re-roll this, however. And... they don't. They're going to die next turn. Sad face. We're here in the middle towards the end of the combat phase. This explosion, we had to charge the 1 crisis suit, and he detonated himself. Did 6 mortal wounds to Archon Skari, who fell over and has to use his nanomed now to try and get back up. Almost killed the Raider as well, who's alive with 1 wound remaining. However, the witches on this side totally annihilated that squad of Fire Warriors. And then the heroically intervening Ethereal almost killed the Venom. But the Venom did put 2 wounds on, or 1 wound on the Ethereal. Through his meds as well, or his bionics, artificer bionics. But over here, the electrocorrosive whip did take the wounded commander down. And I am going to be using Torturous Craft on the homunculus to try and do 4 wounds onto this crisis suit. Let's see if we can do it.
Dear.
I'm just going to go ahead and use the scissor hand for all the attacks because they are AP2, just at least to force the invulnerable saves. So, hitting on 2s. Okay, excellent. Wounding on 4s. And Torturous Craft. That means I am out of CP, however. Oh no, he has to fail all of these for me to have a chance to kill him, because then I've got my Ichor Injector. So 3 invulnerable saves. Oh,
2.
2. That means he's going to be alive with 1 wound remaining regardless. And the Ichor Injector does do a mortal wound. He lives with 1 wound. Oh no.
So now the rock.
1 wound remaining. Okay, with that, Archon Skari on a 2+ will return. He does with D3 wounds remaining. So 2 as his nanomeds kick in after that explosion just rocks his world. So he's back to life. Excellent. And with that, you owe me a morale test. You could just auto pass if you wanted to. You do have.
I've got a ton of.
You have 11 CP, so go down to 9. Which means that they don't have to worry about combat attrition or anything. But this, at the end of the battle round, you lose another health on each of these because the Drukhari they're gonna turn them into their playthings. Oh, and then he has to fight too.
They're just human.
Well, the crisis suit did put an additional wound on my homunculus that he healed because he was Prophets of the Flesh. So he's back down to 1 wound remaining. And he has 1 wound remaining as well. So with that is the end of battle round number 2. And the Tau only control this objective next to the crashed Aquila. And with that, on to turn number 3 it is. Tau turn 3 movement. The crisis suit has fallen back, and the commander has moved up to exact his revenge on both of those. And he's just going to murder them.
Both of them, hopefully.
There's like 2 wounds there. They're just so dead.
Yeah, hopefully.
They're so dead. The Devilfish, a little late to the party, but has shown up again with the Breachers and the Fireblade inside. He's probably going to have to answer to the Ethereal to be like, why did you show up so late?
Where were you?
Where were you? They've redeployed to essentially move up to support the Ethereal on that side as well. So the Fire Warriors did open fire, killed the 1 wounded Raider. It didn't explode, thank goodness, and then 2 of the Kabalite Warriors died on the way out. And then, of course, with the Monka Super Exploding 6s, just murdered my homunculus. Not even a contest, just dead. Just so dead. That homunculus just died. And then he's charging into the lone rack with a deadly charge.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the Devilfish over here has opened up and killed 3 of the Hellions by itself. So well done, Devilfish. Well, needless to say, this commander absolutely destroyed just donkey punched my poor rack with the Onager Gauntlet. The Witches did completely murder that Ethereal, though. And now they've just advanced closer to the remainder of the Tau lines. But with that, they are Leadership 9 thanks to the combat drugs they rolled for. So they lost 3. They don't need to roll for combat. But with that, we're going to dive in to turn number 3 for the Drukhari. I don't need any other morales, but I will be getting 1, 2, 3. So I'll be getting 15 victory points. That will almost tie the game, I think. It goes up to... No, I don't tie the game yet. I'm still 5 points under. So, let's see what the Drukhari can do as the noose tightens around these fish goat people. End of the movement phase. The Kabalite Warriors have advanced to get onto this objective. After the Core of the Archon advanced like 6 inches and just boosted way up on this side to just sell themselves dearly to Mr. Punchy Face over here. Archon Skari is just going to hang out back here. He's just going to take that objective all for himself with his 2 wounds. He's blind in one eye, and he's already taking his meds. He's gonna hang out. But Rosalia and the witches are just sallied forth, as well as the raider full of Kabalites, and they've decided to get aggressive with the Hellions on this flank. And the breaches, of course, still in that devilfish as well. So with that, let's dive into the shooting phase. Well, that's the end of my shooting phase. I just want to show off this table. That's why I'm going all the way around it. But Stare, the Medusa, started the shooting phase by just melting the brains of this crisis suit bodyguard doing the last wound. And now they will be able to charge in, which will be great. All of the other shooting from here killed 5 of the fire warriors in cover and left this devilfish with 5 wounds remaining. With all the dark lances, blasters, phantasm grenade launchers, everything I had, it is still alive. But with that, we're going to dive into the charge phase, and this is the first charge phase I will do.
Yeah.
Well, they made it in. I did lose a Medusa and an Urgle on the Overwatch. So Stare and one of the bites disappeared, died to the Super Flamer and Plasma shots. But he did make an inordinate amount of 6-up invulnerable saves before he died, which was fantastic. And feel no pains. He sold himself dearly to stem the attack here. What's the toughness on your commander?
5.
Okay, so the Slith need 2s to hit you. They are veterans, so they are getting to reroll 1s here, because they are veterans of many battles, and they are strength 5, so they will need 4s to wound you, and these are AP2. So they will just make it go straight up to your 4-up invulnerable save. So that'd be 5 saves from the Slith. Okay. Takes 2.
Takes 2, so down to...
Does he have a feel no pain or anything? He's down to 3 left now. No, he's down to 4 left. Because he had 6 remaining. Okay, awesome. Bite number 2 has 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. And wounding on 5s, he's only strength 4. 1 at AP 1 only. So this would be a 3-up for your commander. Oh, I'll go down to a 3 here. Okay. And last but not least, we have the Lamian. I'll find that later. We'll have the...
Keep turning.
The Lamian, 2 attacks on 2s. Nice. And then on 2s to wound. 2s to wound, but 6s to mortals in addition. Just 1. No AP on this one. So close. Good Iridium armor, keeping you alive. I'm just going to base you with my Consolidate to make sure you can't move anywhere or do any shenanigans. Okay. Would you like to interrupt? Because I just have this comment over here with a bunch of stuff happening.
Yeah, no.
Okay. And here we are after the combat phase. He was able to kill 1 more Urgle, who made, once again, a stupid amount of invulnerable saves. Tyler is just...
all the attacks.
And he was able to kill 1 more Slith. So I have lost 4 out of this unit. They are leadership 8 thanks to the Lamian, but they do owe a morale test. So they are... okay, very nice. So they're okay. Hence why the Lamian is in the list always, to make sure they stick around. Then we have over here, I was able to kill the one Fire Warrior with the Raider, and then I almost killed that Devilfish, left it with 1 wound. But with the 6-inch pile-in Consolidate, the Witches have been able to tag the Devilfish, hoping to hold it in combat so they don't get all breached to death, which is their hope. However, that does mean that I bring Tyler down to 0 primary points. Both of the envoys just die or, run away because they don't see any friends that are here to...
I think they're going to be Drukhari.
Excellent. Let me just put them over here with their friends. Yes. Yes, they're going to come and play with me. But with that, we're on to Tau turn number 4. 4 already? Wow, 4. Okay, so here we have it. The breaches have gotten out with the Fireblade. And the witches will try and no escape it. Okay, he has to win this roll off. You have to beat a 1. Oh no! You do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh well.
It's just gonna
Those
go.
breaches are going to kill a lot of stuff. Well, let's just say that with a 5-up impulse save, they're even better. And that crazy flamer commander plasma gun guy with rerolls, hits, and wounds only killed 1 slith. Excellent. My saves for them have been on fire. Over here, though, the breachers did breach and clear all of the witches. They all died, and now they are currently charging into the Hellions. Bravely charging into the Hellions. Well, the breachers bounced off the Hellions.
Just bounce.
Just good old Tau shooting, combat. So the 2 slith fighting into this crisis suit. So hitting on 2s. Nice. Strength 5, so needing 4s to wound you. So that'd be 2 saves at -2. So 2 4-up invulnerable saves on the commander. He is fine. And then the Lamian, 1 hit. Oh, and reroll 1s, so that's 2 hits. And now 2s to wound for poison, 6s to mortals. Just 1 more with no AP here. No, once again, on the razor's edge there. And now you get to choose who to fight with. I'm assuming Mr. Commander again.
Mr. Commander.
Okay.
The thermoneutronic will do 5 this time.
Very cool. So that's 5 plus 4 from the... Or is it 1 less? 3 from the... Because no more deadly charge this time, right?
Right.
Okay.
So he's only got 3 on it.
Okay. And he needs 3s to hit with re-rolling hits and wounds because he's, the disciple of the super comp. And then 3s for the gauntlet and 2s for the mega cannony things. Okay, re-rolling these 2 because he's pretty fancy. Nice. Okay, so let's do it this way. We've got 2 damage and 3 damage ones. We'll start with a 2 damage one on a 5+. No, he's going to take 1. 5-up feel no pain. No, he takes 1, so he has 1 wound remaining. And he will now take 1 of the 3 damage ones. And he does go down. Oh no! As soon as I put the camera on it, it's not possible. So then the other, I'm actually going to go ahead and do the Lamian next with a 2 damage on a 5+. And then she will take the next 3 damage. And she will go down. And then I have 2 damage on the last slith on 5s. And 4 damage. He lives with 1 wound remaining. Excellent. He's still alive. Good job, Slith. And here we are. The Hellions were able to kill 3. And then thanks to the Grizzly Trophy on the Raider, another one has 2 more ran away after they failed round. The Slith, though, are great. I believe they're leadership 6. And I've lost 3 models this turn. So, on a 1, 2, or 3, he sticks around. No! He turns tail and is like, I'm so out of here. This is not even funny. Wah, wah, wah. But they did great because they held the line, which was fantastic. So with that, it is the end of turn number 4. And the Drukhari will be able to claim 1, 2, 3 more points, bringing their total up to a plus 15. Well, here we are. Let's do some shooting. I move them across this way so they can see that commander, as well as the other unit inside of the Raider. Seems like it's a competition between that Kabalite squad that was the excommunicated traitors and that one that can't take objectives because they are just fatigued, always so fatigued. The Hellions can fall back and charge innately, so I did spend the fullback shoot, and then, of course, they can charge after. Stratagem. For 1 CP. Rosalia and the Venom are hanging in by that objective, and Archon Skari just hanging next to this objective. He's like, look it. I'm going to go press buttons on this big, giant
radar tower.
Radar dish. Okay, so let's start over here. We've got 2 Lancers, a Dark Lance, 4 rifles, and 5 rifles, and a Phantasm Grenade Launcher. So we'll start with the Phantasm Grenade Launcher. 3 shots, hitting on 3s. Nice. Your leadership 9 on him? I'll roll it, see if it matters. First one does not. It doesn't matter. You're definitely more than an 8. Second one does not matter. Done. Leadership 10 on them. They're really fan. Their leadership went way up in the new book. 2 blasters, 3s, and 3s. Oh, no saves there. And the Dark Lance on 4s and on 3s. Nothing from the Dark Lance either. Luckiest commander ever. Okay, so over here we have this unit over here. I'm going to do the Dark Lance from the Raider. And then the Phantasm Grenade Launcher will go into the Devilfish. Cool. So, Dark Lance hits. Does not wound. Okay. Excellent. And now we're on this side. Phantasm Grenade Launcher. 3 shots. 1 hit. Can it do the last wound? Yes! Does it explode?
It gets a 5-up. Oh
no, it doesn't die. That's right. Your tenet is 5-up, ignore mortals. Well, you ignore it then. Fine. Be that way. Now the squad inside is going to shoot. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the 2 blasters into them because they're just out of range. Everything else is going to shoot into him. And the Phantasm Grenade Launcher is going to go into the Breachers. So Phantasm into the Breachers. 2 shots. Do they hit? Yes. Their leadership 8 minus 2. So leadership 6. First one, mortal. Second one does not do mortal. So a mortal wound on a 5+ on the Breachers. Yes. 1 does go down. Excellent. Then we have the 2 blasters into the Devilfish. 1 hit. Does not wound. Cool. It's the turn for my blasters to do nothing. Then I've got the Splinter Cannon into the Commander. Cool. It is a heavy weapon, so only 1 hit. It does not wound. And then with the Splinter Axe, 14 Splinter Rifle shots. Rerolling 1s for veterans. Okay, 12 hits. 3s to wound because of Poison Tongue. Well, that'll be 9 saves at no AP. Just straight up 9 armor saves. Will they do it? He does have a reroll in his pocket, so he'd have to fail 4 of these. Oh, just fails 2. If anything would have done anything. Oh, I still need to do the rifles here, which I didn't do. Still need to do those rifles, which I totally forgot about. He has 1 left. Okay, do I hit him with the rifles? Veterans. And they are also Poison Tongue, so 3s. Ooh, just 1. Just 1. Okay.
Just 1.
Just the 1. So 2 up save here. Okay. No, he's definitely very much alive. So then we're going to do the Hellions. Phantasm going into the Devilfish. Everything else... oh no, they can't... yeah, they gave him the shoot, yeah. And then everything else into the Breachers. So into the Breachers, the little guns on the bottom. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 1 save, no AP on them. That'll kill 1. And then the Phantasm, 1 shot. It hits because they have Ballistic Skill 2+. And does it beat your leadership of 8? It does not. Okay. Then we have the Venom over here. Venom's just going to shoot into that squad of Breachers right there. 3s to hit. 1 hit. 1 save of -1. And he's still alive. Okay, so this Raider is going to charge all 3 of these things. Because it's got chain snares and all this fun stuff. Boop. 4 inches will go right in here. Excellent. Then the Hellions will just charge the Breachers. And yep, I'm just going to go into here like so. Because they are a troop choice and I want to kill them. Because they are OPSEC and they must die. Into the Breaches. So we've got 2s to hit and then 3s to wound. So that'd be 1 at AP2 and 2 at AP1 from the 2 Hellions.
Okay, so AP2.
Very cool. Missed the table. Died. And 2 at AP1. 1 more. So 2 more go down. Because they have a 4-up save, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well.
And then over here, we're going to do the Raider. And the Raider is going to attack the 1 Breacher that's left with his chain snares. 6 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Winning on 2s. 1 at AP2 and 1 at AP1 into the Breacher.
AP2.
He dies. Okay. I got him dead. So he's gone. And then I will base basically both of these so they can't go anywhere. And they can't move around. So with that, I get another kill tally for, even though I've been trying to get it with the witches, for the Kabalites. Apparently they're just showing off today. You get to swing back over here. But other than that, he has 1 wound remaining as we move into turn number 5. Okay, so in the turn, we had the commander jump over, flame, and charge, and kill all the Kabalites that were on that objective. So they're all dead. Excellent. He just murdered them all. He has 1 wound remaining, and he just killed them all. The Chainsnairs over here have killed the Devilfish, and then the Fireblade will be attacking as well. And with that, the Venom moved up and was able to take the last wound off of the commander, while the Hellions charged in to kill the Fireblade, bringing the total death casualty prisoner rate to 100%, which means I get to take them all to the Dark City and have a party. Oh yeah, the first real space raid that Archon Skari put together with Coven, Witch Cult, and Cabal was a success. Excellent. Tyler, thanks so much for coming by. That was really fun. Thanks for coming by to have another game. Huge shout out to Games Workshop for sending me this set for free so I could paint it and use it and check it out. It's amazing. It's really cool.
It's a gorgeous table.
Oh, I had so much fun. And we'll be back with an after action report. But Tyler, what was your moment of the game?
Anything that commander did.
He was awesome. He literally just went around tanking everything, which was pretty crazy. Okay. Tyler, of course, has been trying to gain power over the system diplomatically and militarily. And Archon Skari just comes in and foils people's plans just at every chance and turn he can get. But this has been episode 13 of Rise of a Cabal. Let's dive in to the After Action Report. A huge shout out to all the channel Patreons, without whom none of this would be possible. If you'd like to support the channel on Patreon and help me make more content, the link is in the description down below. Leave a comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's see how this Crusade force has improved. So the After Action Report is as follows. Archon Skari and the Kabalites did indeed win the competition, which means that the unit Dark Sun was given an additional 3 command experience. In addition to all the others, they killed a few units, they participated, they killed a unit on an objective. So they are now 30 experience, so they are heroic. They got the battle-tested trait, so they can do actions and now shoot. Very cool. The core of the Archon got another battle scar. So they are now battle weary. So they can only ever get 1 experience per game, and they're just tired. And last but not least, True Strike, the witches did also level up to battle hardened, giving them fleet of foot, making them faster to get into the enemy more quickly. Archon Skari also got a bunch of experience, but he's already legendary. Other than that, let's dive into the machinations of Archon Skari within the Dark City. Let's calculate our raid spoil points. We get 1 for winning the game. On a 4+, we get an additional raid spoil. No, we just have 1 additional raid spoil, bringing our total up to 2. Now, with that raid spoil point, of course, we like to do some territorial dominance. So let's do low and high. It's just going to be on the high chart, and it'll be 45. So that's B45. We don't have that one yet, which means we now have a Knife of the Muses, which is another noble spire. Of course, he has tried to wrestle this away from another Archon in the Dark City, and on a roll of a 1, he will take a battle scar. Oh my goodness. This is no kidding. 4th battle scar, and they've all been done because of his machinations in the Dark City. What in the world? Well, let's see what battle scar it is. It is a lost leg. So he's -1 to move and -1 for advance and charge rolls. He is blind in one eye and now has lost a leg. Well, isn't that fantastic? Archon, Skari, once again, you silly goose you, getting yourself into trouble in the Dark City. Of course I am, because it is amazing, and I will build the biggest empire in all of Kamara to rival Vecht himself. Just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this battle report. I've been Skari, your grateful host. Signing off until next time. Skari out. The Dark Kin. Bye, everybody.